My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Peaky Blinders Season 1. And anytime I say the title, I have to stop and think to myself, is it Peaky Blinders or Peaky Blinders? Because I always confuse the two. But anyways, this is a show that I heard amazing things about. Like, it's got an 8.8 out of 10 on IMDb. It's currently rated the 74th greatest show ever. I've heard it's great all throughout. So this was going to be the next big show I was going to watch. I just watched Better Call Saul, wanted to watch this one, and I'm very let down by it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my brother told me he tried to watch it, but then he gave up because he was so bored. But then I heard Andrew Koji was in one of the later seasons, and then you've got Anya Taylor-Joy, and I was just like that's all the information I needed to have. Andrew Koji, Anya Taylor-Joy, I'm in. But I'm giving it up now. I just could not get into the show no matter how hard I tried. I always say that a show has to hook you in some sort of way. And you've either got to do that in an intellectual way that allows it to stand out, but more often than not, you do it in an emotional way. Better Call Saul, Season 1, I didn't really care for much at all. But then the last few episodes, you've got the reveal about Chuck, and I'm like, okay, now I'm on board. That is what hooked me into the story. This is what made it feel different. Then you've got Breaking Bad, which is one of my favorite shows ever, but if I'm being honest, I don't care for the first couple episodes all too much. It wasn't until the third episode where Walter is coming up with his list of reasons to kill and not to kill Crazy 8, and then the whole plate scene. From that point on, I was hooked. Then you've got something like Stranger Things that I actually think hooks you in its very first scene. You've got something like BoJack Horseman, which the first few episodes were fine enough, but then we get to the telescope where it just tells you this show is going to be different than what you think it's going to be. And I was just like, okay, now I'm on board. Like, so many shows do this, and they should. Game of Thrones Season 1, the first time I watched it, I didn't really care for the first few episodes, but then we got to the scene where, spoiler alert for Game of Thrones Season 1, where Ned, like, I thought he was going to get rescued, and then he gets killed. I'm like, oh my god, like, what? Did they just kill off the main character? Like, it's Sean Bean, I should have seen it coming, but wow, they really went there. And from that point on, I was totally into it. And I find that every show has to grab you in some way. And this show, after watching the first season, I just found to be relentlessly dull. And at no point did I feel engaged with what was happening. Did it really grab me? And, you know, I know some people are just like, oh, you've got to give it more time. Life is short. Like, I already watched 6 hours of a show I didn't like. Like, that's like ask me to watch 3 movies that I hate, that I don't want to watch, and maybe I'll like them this time. Like, no, like I already spent 6 hours on this show. It did absolutely nothing for me. So why would I keep putting more time into it? Like, if it's something like The Boys, which I really liked the first season, season 2, I didn't like it all, but I'm just like, okay, but the first season was still good, so I'll give the third season a try. I hated the third season, so I'm just like, I'm done. I'm checking out. I'm not going to watch anymore. Why would I? You know, like, just to stay with a show for the sake of it, I just don't feel like it's worth it all too often. Oh, but Gavin, if you watch the first 26 episodes, by the 27th, it gets really good. So you want me to put 26 hours to eventually get, like, just no. No, absolutely not. And there are some shows I'm willing to give more of a chance that I can see more potential in than others, but I just watched the show and nothing about the plot worked for me. Like the whole romance between Cillian Murphy and the girl, and she betrayed them. Oh, spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen Peaky Blinders Season 1. But yeah, she betrays them, and is his name Danny, who accidentally kills the Italian guy, so then then Cillian Murphy pretends to kill him. Didn't really care about that, and then everything regarding the guns that they stole, didn't care about that. And I'm just watching it, and I'm just like, I don't care about anything going on. There's a lot of characters, there's a lot of stuff happening, but nothing that I actually care about. Just none of it landed for me. And I think, it's got good production behind it. You got yourself a good cast. All the performances are very good, especially Cillian Murphy. I'm glad he got his own show. But I also think that at times like this, when you've got a show with a bunch of characters and a lot of stuff is happening, I feel like people just rush and just say, oh, it's great. When it's just like, well, what's great about it? Is it something new? Is it something emotional? Is it something thrilling or tense? So what is it? And I don't think this show offers anything new. If you've seen any gangster show or movie, I don't think there's much special here. I don't think there's anything about the characters that really stand out. I don't think it's emotional. I don't think it's tense or thrilling. And I don't really see potential in it changing. I feel like if I watch season 2, it's just going to be more of the same. And that's not always the case. Like sometimes you watch what's a good example of a first season that sucks? Well, Better Call Saul. The first season wasn't that good up until the end. And then I got to season 2 and I'm just like, season 2 is absolute perfection. By that point, I was just fully into it. And even though I don't think the show maintains that level of quality throughout, it still got me really good at a certain point to keep me going. I'm kind of curious because I'm planning to watch The Walking Dead for the first time and review all 11 seasons. And a part of me is just like, am I going to make it all the way throughout? Like, if the early seasons are as good as I've heard, I might be able to, but we'll see. So, yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this show. I don't think it's worth putting so much time into a show you're not enjoying. Like, even The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons. I didn't really care for season 3 at all. I didn't care for season 4. Am I going to watch season 5? Well, it's the last season, so yeah, I'll keep going. I'll finish it off. And I don't think it got abysmal or anything, but this show just really bored me. I tried to pay attention. I tried to get invested, but it just never grabbed me. So because I did watch all of season 1, I do think it's fair for me to give a rating. So I'm going to go ahead and give Peaky Blinders season 1, honestly, a 2 out of 10. I know that's not a popular opinion, but one thing you'll always get on this channel is my 100% honest opinions, no matter how popular or unpopular they may be. And it just bored me to no end, and I just watched season 1. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I have no interest to keep going. But yeah, do you disagree with me? If so, let me know why in the comments down below. Or what do you love about this show? If you do love it, I want to know why. Just let me know. So yeah, anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for some more for some more videos soon. And Gavin out.